the day! We finally start the new cycle today. The new volume block, which is just, I've been waiting for. I'm just so excited for it. Going to be training around kind of 3:30, 4 o'clock, just after I pick my brother up from work. So got a little bit to do then. I've had a lot of work to do this morning, which I've got done, and I'm actually just going to clean my car just now, because if you can see here, a bird thought it'd be funny to take a dump on my car. so I'm going to go and do that just now, and I'm going to update all of you very soon, or just a second in YouTube time, on what my training maxes are and kind of just what the plans are for this week and moving forwards. Is it worrying I find this fun? Time to get her clean. As you know, today was the first day of the new volume block, and obviously as I didn't actually practice any 1 rep maxes, I didn't test out my new 1 rep maxes in my last intensity cycle, I have to work off projected training maxes. So just to let you know, if you're unaware, of my last cycle, I was working off a 260 kilogram squat, a 156 kilogram bench press, pause bench press that is, and a 295 kilogram deadlift. So again, 260 squat, 156 pause bench, and a 295 deadlift. That is what I was working off based on my last cycle. And my new projected training maxes that I'm working off for the new cycle is a 267.5 kilogram squat, a 161 kilogram bench, and a 305 kilogram deadlift. So that is an extra 7.5 kilos in the squat, an extra 5 kilos in the bench, and an extra 10 kilos in the deadlift. So overall, that is an extra 22.5 kilograms onto my total off of the last cycle. And I feel that is being pretty conservative on these squats and the bench press. I truly feel you could probably whack on an extra 2.5, maybe even 5 kilos in the squat, and an extra 1.5, maybe even 2.5, maybe even 3 kilos in the bench press. So I feel that it's been, and I feel that the deadlift is pretty true. So overall, that is pretty good progress, and that is really means everything is heading in the positive direction. So with that being said, with the new projected training maxes, that is me working with a 733.5 kilogram total, which should give me, quick maths in my head, just over a 1,600 pound total, like a 1,613 pound total, I believe. I might be correct, which is definitely heading in the right direction. And what my kind of idea in my own head is, based on the next training cycle, so at the end of this training cycle, what I kind of wanting to be working off with the new maxes going into the next cycle is the kind of upper end of a 750 kilogram total. So again, I want to kind of be still adding about 20 kilos. So if I could even add 27 kilos again, that'd be me working with a 760 kilo total, which would give me the upper end of a 1,600 pound total. And then that would be leading into my competition prep going into the British, which would, I'd then be working off like a 760 kilo total going into the British, which would give me like, I think, like a 10 week prep, maybe an 11 week prep, maybe even 12 week prep. Again, I can't do all the math right now, going into the British. So then hopefully going into the British, I'd be then kind of looking at, hopefully kind of trying to total in the upper threshold of the 700 kilos going into the British, which would definitely make me pretty competitive, and more importantly, would be heading in the direction that I'm wanting my lifts to be heading in. So overall, everything is looking good, and just really excited getting back into this volume block. Really excited, kind of main kind of things I want to work on during this volume block. Again, improving my technique, always ever improving my technique on both my squat, bench and deadlift. Again, just really keep ingraining that solid movement pattern, really focus on my knee travel, my squats, keeping tight, my air intake, and just overall just getting a much more improved squat. Again, bench press, working on my pause, working on locking out my elbows, and overall just working on my bench technique and thing, trying to improve my arch, trying to improve my leg drive. And again on my deadlifts, just again getting that air intake in, improving the strength in my upper back to maintain my upper back stability, and just improving my positioning and everything in the deadlift. So improving technique. Number 2, really want to improve my work capacity. So really focus on improving my work capacity, which I feel is a big component in giving yourself much more ability to get stronger. And again, if you improve your work capacity, then when you come to meet days and whatnot, you'll be able to perform better based on meet conditions, because your work capacity will be better. And again, increase muscle mass in my upper back, increase muscle mass in my shoulders and my arms, increase muscle mass in my chest, improve my core strength, increase muscle mass in my quads and my hamstrings, just everywhere, increase my muscle mass, because again, a bigger muscle always has the potential to be a stronger muscle, and obviously a stronger muscle is going to allow you to lift more weights, and if you do that with improved positioning and improved technique, you are really heading in the right direction. And again, I'm really just looking forward to this volume block, because again, what I find most exciting about volume blocks, well, volume blocks, you are literally dominating in the shadows. You're doing a lot of work in an area that isn't exciting, isn't glamorous, isn't fun, and you're doing stuff that you don't necessarily want to do. So you're literally not doing what you don't want to do now, so that you can do what you want to do in the future. I'm doing stuff that I don't find very exciting and very glamorous just now, so that in 3, 4, 5 weeks time, when I go to that intensity block, I am a much improved athlete. I'm in a much better position to dominate in that intensity block, and overall just be a much stronger powerlifter.
So his real name's Kenneth. It's not quite as cool as Flex.
Flex Wheeler, I know.
So he's 49 now.
When do you win the Olympia? Is that what, I'll be 2004 or something?
Yeah.
6?
I'll just tell you now. That was a lot.
Okay, so something I have actually recently bought. I know. You're going to be quiet. Okay, so something I've actually recently been taking that I bought, as I've read a lot of good stuff about it, it is for joint health, is this. It is glucosamine chondroitin. I've been doing a lot of kind of research into it, as I've heard people talking about it, and I've been doing quite a lot of research, and I've been reading a lot of really good stuff about it, and basically, without going into much detail, it is probably one of the best things that is supposedly on the market for improving and maintaining joint health within the human body. And again, I have read studies that are for it. I've not seen that many studies that are against it, but again, I've been trying to research into it, and honestly, I think that I can understand why people would want you to would promote it. So again, I am basically starting with a completely blank canvas. I am not sure whether it's going to be good or bad. So I'm going to be taking it, and I'm going to be seeing if it does tend to maintain or improve joint health noticeably. Personally, I don't really think that I'm going to see any difference. I really don't. I'm quite sceptical when it comes to kind of supplements and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I have a little bit of extra money going about, so for that, this is probably going to be about an extra £10 a month. So it's really not that much for the potential of it to maybe improve my joint health. But I am extremely lucky in the sense that I have actually got a very resilient body. I can get away with a lot, and I'm just a very resilient joints. And I've also got a very big joint structure, very big bone structure, which obviously as well enables me to kind of get away and with not being injured so much, or get away with a lot more kind of total overall poundage.